All right, we're in teacher training part 5, and this is where we're going to cover our tandem tenants. We're going to give you some highlights from those. Now, I did tell you that in your class folder, when you get the link to your folder, you're going to see that there are the tandem tenants in your folder. And all of the tenants are going to be housed in the teacher resources folder, and then tandem tenants. So anytime you have a question, you're not sure about the dress code, you're not sure about the attendance policy, you're not sure about the grading policies, any of that, you can find most all of that information in the tandem tenants. So I'm just going to just highlight some things that you probably will encounter as a teacher, things that you need to know. One of the big things is student behavior. They are to respect you and the other students in the class at all times. At all times. That means if you say, stop talking, they're to stop talking immediately, not when they're done with their conversation. Okay? That means if you say that the assignment is due Friday, it's due Friday, and they turn it in on Friday. Okay? Anytime there's an issue, document it in GradeLink in those comments. So for example, if the assignment isn't turned in, if the deadline is midnight on Friday, and it's midnight and you don't have the assignment, you know, the next day, didn't get the assignment, okay? Go back to the syllabus, all of the policies, all of the late policies, all of that is contained in there, so you have that information. So according to the tandem tenants, the students are supposed to be courteous, and everybody signs off on these. Every single student, every single parent signs off that they will follow and abide by these rules, okay? They're supposed to be courteous, no inappropriate language, okay? That doesn't have to necessarily be a curse word, okay? It could be something unkind. It could be just, there's just unpleasant words that we just don't want the students using. Respecting the property. Not one year we had kids draw all over the tables with pencil. They were church tables. You know, I don't know what gets into their heads, but yeah. So that's part of just respecting everything. Respecting the facility, not running through the halls. They're also supposed to refrain from any public displays of affection. That's not allowed. Okay? Between no two students. No touching, no hugging, no none of that. No public displays of affection, because in today's day and age, you don't know what that means. So we're only there one day a week. We don't need to engage in that. If there is a discipline issue, the first thing you need to do is document it in GradeLink. We have to see in that comments section, okay? And then warn the student, talk to them. Hey, you were talking over me throughout most of the class. I felt like you disrespected me. I'm not going to tolerate that next week. So next week if it happens, again, note it in the GradeLink comments and then come to me. Let me know, okay? And then I will probably make a call to the parents and say, hey, Johnny was talking during class. The teacher was trying to talk. It happened 2 weeks. He was warned. He came back and did it again. We need you to talk to him. Okay? And then hopefully that will take care of it. If it doesn't, then the next thing we probably have to do is have a conference if it continues. Okay? So just don't let it get out of hand. Because if they think you're a pushover, it's going to continue week after week after week. So you got to nip it, and you know they're only there for 70 minutes. You've got a lot of content to cover, and you don't need to be competing with them to get your content in over their conversations. So, and I will support you 100%.
Do the teachers call the parents, or
I do.
Okay.
I don't expect you to interact with any parents, especially my mom teachers, because a lot of these parents you're friends with, and that puts you in an awkward position. So I'm the bad guy. I get to be the bad guy. So yes. All right, the dress code is the same for our teachers, students, hostesses, for all of us. We have the same dress code. If you're going to wear leggings, you have to cover your whole, like your shirt needs to be at least fingertip length or longer. We've had some students who are trying to pull off this midriff thing with the legging thing. not happening, if you see a dress code violation, go to the hostess, because a lot of times your hostess is doing 10 different things and she's not aware that somebody has a low-cut shirt on or whatever. So just let her know, because she's your go-to and she's the one to handle that. I'll tell you, if you let it go, it's going to slide down and get further and further from what the standard is. Shorts for both boys and girls have to be to the knee. I don't think I have anything on there.
Okay.
Let's see, skirts and dresses, knee length as well. No low-cut tops, no high-cut tops, no low-cut jeans, just common sense when we're talking students. Now, for teachers, I ask you not to wear jeans. We did allow jeans a few years ago, and the lack of respect for teachers versus when they're wearing jeans versus when they're in more dressy attire is significant. You just command greater respect when you're dressed a little better. So, I ask you to just not wear jeans or shorts. So, that's pretty much it. You can read our whole dress code in the Tandem tenants, and we will also put the dress code on the GradeLink homepage when we first start, so that everybody has it. And the dress code applies whether it's a school day, a class day, or whether it's a social event. Okay, the back to school event, whatever, the same dress code applies. So, all right, do you have any questions about the dress code? Okay, Debbie touched on the inclement weather policy. Essentially, if your county school is closed because of bad weather, we're going to close down the Tandem Alliance. Okay, they've got people out scouring the streets. They've been up all night. They know what the state of things are out there, and so we're not going to compromise that. And so we'll just cancel. So just know that that is our policy. Once in a while, there may be an exception, but generally not. That's kind of a hard and fast rule that we go by.
Dress like I'm in Pickens and you're in Forsyth, and
Yeah.
Pickens County schools are closed, so I don't come in.
So
Forsyth is open.
that's up to you. If the county where the alliance is having class and it's not safe for you to get there as a parent or a teacher, then let us know. Okay? We don't expect anybody to risk any kind of issues, accidents, whatever, trying to get there.
Isn't there usually a tandem communication about, that
There is.
and it's not necessarily, as soon as you know, you let us know too.
As soon as we know, we send it out, and generally it goes out the night before, because I think schools seem to exercise an abundance of caution in canceling classes, and I appreciate that. It just makes it easier for us to call it the night before, and everybody gets as much notice as possible. So if that does happen, okay, everything will become online. So you'll just send out everything that your students need that week to be successful, send them all of their assignments. Like if you were going to show a PowerPoint that week, you'd send the PowerPoint out or put it on the GradeLink class page, all of that. We don't make up any days, okay? We just, we move into graduation at the end of the year, we just don't have the ability to do that. Yes.
So like for science lab, we would not make it the lab, it would just be missed?
So I encourage the science teachers to find a similar lab, that lab, or a similar one online.
Okay.
It's very easy to do, or you can do the experiment and film yourself doing it. Okay, that's absolutely fine. Okay, there's so many resources available today that, yeah, definitely. Okay, any questions? It just gave you some of the highlights in the tenants, just enough to kind of let you know what's in there, and you know that we're, the technology policy. I need to talk about the technology policy. So the students are on campus one day a week, maybe 6 hours at the most, okay? We have a no technology policy. They're not supposed to have their phones. They're not supposed to have them out at any time. In fact, the best case scenario is to leave them in the car. But then we found them going out to the car on breaks to get on their phone. So most of our hostesses have a system where they collect phones. Like I know in Cumming and Ackworth, they have one of those shoe hanger things with the plastic pockets, students' names, they drop their phones in, leave their phones there. We need your help as teachers. Do not allow students to have their phone out in class. You see a phone, you take it, you give it to the hostess immediately. That's the only way we're going to nip this. I had a group of Tier 3 students who every week had a study hall, and every week were on their phone, constantly. they should be there. They should be fellowshipping. They should be talking. You know, they should be encouraging each other. So we're going to make, the hostesses are going to make a few changes in that study hall is only going to be in the hostess room. So all study halls will be supervised. COVID was a little bit different last year because the students, we kept them all in their same room. We didn't cross-contaminate, you know, a whole different animal. So this year we're going to tighten up for sure. We're going to, you know, not allow phones. And the easiest way is for you guys to help us with that. Not a warning, nothing, give me your phone. Give it to the hostess and that'll take care of it.
That was
So.
funny.
All right, tutoring policy. So we do offer tutoring. Every single one of our teachers has the opportunity to become one of our tutors. So what I need you to do in a math, science, or English class, even a college class, if you see a student dropping below an 85% in the class, you need to send me an email, okay? That will start the tutoring referral. Then I will contact the parents. I'll say, hey, Susie's hovering around an 82. She needs an 85 to pass this class. I'm recommending tutoring, okay? And then I will reach out to, you know, you can be the tutor. It might be virtual tutoring, might be, I know Incoming, they have tutoring every Friday at Panera. A lot of students go for that. So we'll, you know, look at all the options and try to get that student tutoring. Essentially, we offer semi-private tutoring. It's $20 per hour for 3 or more students. Okay. Now, you are welcome to do private tutoring, and we do have a number of students who have done that over the years. So yes.
Oh, question. How long do you want us to wait in terms of like waiting for them to go below 85? Is like immediately if they hit below an 85, or just like if it's a consistent a couple weeks, we need to like
A consistent couple of weeks. Okay. Like you know, if they're getting consistent A's and then all of a sudden they have a poor grade that drops them, you know, give them a chance to bounce back.
Okay.
But you know what I'm talking about.
Just monitor it essentially, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Just
Just monitor.
Okay.
Because you know we had a student who got behind. Got sunk in a hole. I referred him for tutoring early on. You referred him for tutoring.
And they didn't do it.
They didn't do it. And so this kid could not dig out of this hole and had to do summer remediation. So we have to make the referral, but at the end of the day, it's up to the parents whether they want to invest in that or not. But the consequence of that was a whole summer of math.
I'd rather not teach summer school.
I know. None of us want to do that. It just throws the whole system into a tailspin. So yeah, if you just make the referral, then I do it through GradeLink. So again, we have that paper trail. I have that record that, hey, we're trying to help your student here. Now we need you to do your part. So yeah, just keep an eye on all the grades. That's a big help, and especially in those college classes. If you're facilitating a college class, make sure you're entering those grades every week. And again, a student who doesn't send a grade, give them a 0. Give them a 0. If you've gotten, you know, 3/4 of the students have sent in the grade for quiz 4, and a couple of students have not, then give them a 0. Give them a 0, okay? All right, any questions about the tutoring? If you are a tutor, the families pay you directly. We don't get involved in the payment of that at all. And so you can select how you want to be paid, when you want to be paid, all of that. I recommend weekly. Anytime you tutor them, they pay you. So, Richard.
I want to go back to the give them a 0.
Mm-hmm.
One of the codes on GradeLink, I think it's an I for incomplete. It calculates a 0 grade without you having to give them a 0.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
So if you press incomplete because you haven't got the grade, all of a sudden, boom, their grade goes down, and they call you.
Mm-hmm.
So is that better than putting a 0 if it's
Much
missing?
better, much better.
So-
Because the reason is they didn't turn the work in they were supposed to.
I would say if you do the incomplete, also make a comment.
Yeah.
No grades received this week.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
just type 0 and write late.
Yeah.
It's much more clear.
Yes,
And
Lisa.
then, so with the college ones, if they've already turned into the college, but they didn't turn it into you, so they really do have a grade, right? But not to you.
Correct.
You put in the 0,
Mm-hmm.
are they allowed to give you the
Yes.
Oh, okay,
Mhm.
okay.
Up until the close of the class, they are allowed to provide you with
Got
grades.
it, okay.
And your lesson plan tells you to remind them every week and
Okay.
even send a reminder email
Okay.
that I need your grades. And the important thing to tell them is, I want to give you high school credit for this class. This is a full credit 1-year class at the high school level, but we can't do that without your grades.
The I gets their attention,
Yeah.
because their grade drops significantly.
It gets most students' attention, those that aren't trying. And we have those few that just are trying to slide under the radar. And
But
so,
it also, if the parents have the alerts turned on, it's also alerting the parent.
Yeah.
And do we give, like, late assignment, like take points off for late assignments? How does that, is there like a late?
as a facilitator, no. But teachers, your syllabus says what your late policy is, and you need to enforce that, okay? And again, it's up to the student, if they're not gonna be there, to make arrangements with you, not you to reach out to them. It's up to them. And all of the assignments are on GradeLink, so they can log in, they can see them, it's all there. So they know what to do that next week.
And parents can see it also.
So,
Yep.
as a facilitator, I don't have to worry about that, but so it's either an incomplete 0, or if they turn in an assignment, say it's due this week, but they turn it in next week, I still give them their same
So-
grade.
When they turn in the grades to you, yes, then you update it with the grade that you received from the
Even if
college.
it's like 2 weeks late, I just.
You go in and enter it, yes, yes.
Well, for
yes.
those new teachers who are going to be facilitators, they will give you a copy of what has been, what the school has done.
Oh,
So if the teacher, if there's nothing there that the professor has taught, if they still have no grade there, you don't put a 0 there. Only if everybody else in the class has turned in their grade, and they haven't, that's when they get the 0.
Right. All right, so that's the end of part 5. Did we turn it off? Thank you, Debbie.